Okay, let's have a look at question 35 from November 2012. Okay, now the first thing it's going to ask you to do here is produce a report. As you should know, you do not go directly to Microsoft Access report functions. What you should remember is this is always a query. Okay, now this is a very simple query. In here, I want to find the records where the model is Micro SE and the car has not been sold. This is where you need to translate from a human language to a computing language. You should remember from importing your data file that sold was a boolean. So therefore, to find the ones which have not been sold, you want the ones where sold equals false. Okay, then very simply need to put in the fields VIN, model, power, engine size, price, colour, location. So I'm going to make the query first where I find out the model and the car has not been sold. Okay, so there's the model and sold. I'm just going to have a quick look at this first, so you can see there's all the models and the sold. As you know, the sold was boolean. I haven't changed it from being 0 minus 1, but that doesn't matter. So my criteria is Micro SE for the model. I'm going to run that, and there's all just the Micro SE's ones. And I want the ones which are sold, I want the ones which are not sold, so false. Then what I need to do next is add on the fields that are actually required. So the VIN, the model, the power. So model is already there. So the VIN, power, engine size, the colour, the location, and it also wants to know the sold, so that's fine as well. Okay. Now, the secret to answering these types of questions is to read all the questions and decide what happens in the query and what happens in the report functions. In the query, you want to deal with anything which is data orientated. In the report, in Access, you want to find out the things which are format related. Fits on a single page wide is format related. Has a page orientation is format. Is a format item. Sorts the data into ascending order of location. Okay, well, that can actually be done in both places. But as it's to do with the data, I'm going to actually do it in my query. So I've got my row of sorts. And in ascending order. So it should now be in ascending order. Okay. Calculates the total number of Micro SE cars. Okay. And this needs to go at the bottom of has a total number of cars for sales. This is actually going to happen in the report. I'll come to that in a moment. The reason I know it comes in the report is because it has a label called hybrid power cars next to the total. Okay, so that's by reading the entire question, I realise that that's not to do with totals in a query, but it's going to happen at the bottom of the report. Includes the heading list of Micro SE cars in stock at the top, so that's fine. Okay, has your name, centre number, the normal things. Okay, so I now need to save that query. And now I need to make a report. In my report, I'm going to use a report wizard. Select my query. Move the fields across that I want. Again, I could have done the sorting here as well. So just to make sure, location is in ascending order. And I believe it was landscape. So yeah, landscape. And what title would you like for the report? I would like this title. Okay, and now I have my report. Now you can see here there are certain items which have I can't see the sold at the moment, so I'm going to close my print preview and I'm going to have a look at it layout view, and I need to make sure that all the data can actually be seen. Fine. And now at the bottom of the page I want to have the total number of cars for sale, so I need to count up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously I don't want to do that myself, so I can use the totals here. But to be consistent with the way I've been teaching this, I'm going to go into my design view. It doesn't matter which field I'm counting. I'm going to count the records, and you see the count appears at the bottom. I've chosen the model just because it's in slightly, so now I can put in my label. So you need to remember that labels is for static data, that's data that's not going to change, and your text box is for data that will change, for example the data that's held inside the model. So I'll take my label, a bit bigger, and oh no, it was hybrid power cars. Okay, and then I also need my name to appear, so I would put another label and name, etc. And if I have to go anywhere particular, or at the top of each page, not the bottom, so in which case I'm going to put it in the page header. Select all of those. There you can see my name would appear at the top, and the power of hybrid cars 46. I could tidy that up a little bit. I'll make this just a little bit shorter. I should do the actual left line as well. Okay, and there's the answer.